Hello everyone, I am your host Anne Frost, and we are entering the last day of the online International Fiber Festival. We are in New Zealand and Australia today. We are headed to the Southern Hemisphere. These two countries are known for their sheep industry, but we'll also talk about another fiber specific to New Zealand as we talk about our other vendors. So let's start with them. Our first vendor is from Australia. It's Herbal Teas Australia. Herbal Tea Australia makes herbal blends to help you treat some common ailments that people suffer from. They're also delicious, and they have a line called Kids Love Tea that doesn't have any gluten or sweeteners or anything like that. Of course, it's called Kids Love Tea, but it's great for adults as well. Tea and knitting go hand in hand, so treat yourself to a nice cuppa. Our next vendor is GK Possum Fiber. Possums were introduced to New Zealand in the 1800s by trappers. The problem is there is no natural predator for possums, and these are a different possum from the North American possum that many of us are used to thinking of. These possums are doing damage to the ecosystem, and they need to be hunted out, unfortunately. It's a sad but true situation. One positive of this situation, though, is that they have incredibly soft and warm fiber. So something good does come from having to get rid of these animals for the protection of the larger ecosystem. GK Possum Fiber sells yarn. You can also get an educational sampler box if you want to learn more about possum fiber. Possum fiber yarns are very soft to the touch. They're a joy to work with. And I think that those of you who are spinners are going to enjoy the chance to work with this exotic fiber. So make sure that you hop over to GK Possum Fiber. Our next vendor is Heaven to Seven. Heaven to Seven creates knitting and sewing patterns for babies, kids, and family. Some of my favorite patterns of hers are for her animals. A lot of these patterns are for Australian animals where she's from. So she has a platypus, she has a emu, there's an Australian anteater. They are so cute. But she also has patterns for tops, bottoms, shawls, blankets. There's even sewing patterns if you're a sewist as well. So be sure to check out her Etsy shop. The next vendor that we have is back over to New Zealand. It's Plinth Yarn. She is a hand dyer, and her yarn is beautifully tonal. Take a look at some of these examples. She gets really lovely deep colors out of her yarn. I foresee some lovely socks and shawls being knit up in the near future in Plinth. And our last vendor is Wild Earth Yarns. Wild Earth Yarns is actually a mill in New Zealand. However, they also have their own line of natural undyed yarns. You're going to want to take a look at this. They have 6 different colors: cream, latte, abalone, walnut, portobello, and chocolate. It's absolutely gorgeous. But if you have been lured by all the hand dyeing and want to give it a try, they also sell white yarns for you to try out your hand dyeing skills with. So it's a great place to pick up some supplies for hand dyers. On our final day, we are going to focus on honing some skills. For many of us, continental knitting is a mystery, but it can be a very handy technique to know to help us with color work and tension control. Give it a try with Knit Faster with Continental Knitting with Laura Lee Beltman. Has double knitting given you fits in the past? Try again with a new teacher. Alistair Post-Quinn will guide you through the technique and have you double knitting in no time. Have you ever wanted to try your hand at shawl design? Knit Shawls 14 Ways, Exploring Shape and Design with Laura Nelkin will have you well on your way. After classes are over, we have several history and nature documentaries about both countries to choose from. And then dinner will be Bondi Portuguese chicken burgers, double-cooked chips, and Anzac biscuits. Finally, we will visit the Sydney Opera House for a very fitting final performance. The YouTube Symphony Orchestra performance from 2011 will take us around the world with their performance and with vignettes about their members who all auditioned for the orchestra through YouTube. Don't forget to hop into the Ravelry group to tell us about your day. I will see you there. but I won't see you tomorrow. This is our last day, so it's time to say goodbye. But please keep in touch because you all have been so wonderful that I'd really like to repeat this experience again in the fall. Visit the front page of the website and scroll to the bottom to get on the mailing list for updates. Continue the discussion in the Ravelry group as you finish your projects from the classes. And you can follow my personal accounts on Instagram as I Thought I Knew How and on Facebook as I Thought I Knew How podcast. And if you enjoy audio podcasts, I would be honored if you'd listen to I Thought I Knew How through iTunes, a podcast app on your device, or through the YouTube channel. Have a wonderful final day. I want to say thank you to our magnificent vendors. Thank you to those who offered help and feedback. And thank you for traveling along with me for the last 8 days. It has been a blast. Until next time, may you be blessed with stitches that never drop, yarn without joins, and plenty of time to knit. Bye, everybody.